My name is Morgan. I'm 28 years old. I've been a truck driver for 10 years. I wouldn't be lying if I said my life has been on the road. By the way, I'm married and I have a kid. I don't have much time for them because of my job. The incident I am going to tell happened to me 3 years ago. I was going on short-distance jobs to spend more time with my family. I was not on good terms with my wife because I could not spare time for my family. After making this last delivery, I would be free for about 3 days, so I was driving a truck at night. It was 2 in the morning. The roads were empty. Suddenly the fog rolled in. I had a hard time seeing in front of me. The headlight illuminated a very short distance, so I slowed down, which wasn't good. The more time I lost, the longer it would take me to reach my family. I had gone about 2 miles on the foggy road when I saw what looked like a shadow on the side of the road. Who could it be in the middle of nowhere at this time of night? Probably my eyes were deceiving me because my vision was poor. A little further on, and suddenly something appeared in front of me. I couldn't see it clearly. I slammed on the brakes, but it wasn't enough. I felt that I had run over something with the truck, because my truck was shaken. I immediately stopped on the side of the road and prayed to God, please don't let it be a human. I turned on the flash on my phone. I was looking for what I had hit with fear. I was sure I had run over something, but what was it? I couldn't see anything. And that scared me even more. That feeling of uncertainty was going to drive me crazy. I walked to the back of the truck and pointed the flash of the phone towards the foggy and dark road. About 20 meters in front of me, there was something lying on the road in the darkness. My heartbeat accelerated. I was terrified of seeing a sight I didn't want to see. I approached slowly, and what I feared happened. A woman in a white dress was lying on the ground. What was she doing in this deserted place at this time of night? I ran towards her. Her dress was almost red from the blood. I didn't know what to do. I checked to see if she was alive. Thank God she had a pulse. But she wasn't doing well. She was trying to say something. I couldn't understand what she was saying. I approached her. She said it again. I couldn't hold back the tears. What she said was exactly this. My baby. Is my baby okay? Oh my God, she had a baby? I immediately called 911. I told them that they had to come immediately, that there was an injured woman, that we didn't have much time. I was going to turn on the truck's quads and drive the injured woman, and we were going to meet the ambulance at a central point. But my mind was still on the baby. After some searching, I found him 15 meters away. Unfortunately, she was dead. What had I done? I had become a murderer. I immediately took the baby to the truck. I took the mother in my arms and took her to the truck. I know I shouldn't carry someone who had been in an accident like that, but there wasn't much time. She had to go to the hospital as soon as possible. Her condition was not good. The injured woman kept asking, "Is my baby okay?" I couldn't tell her that her baby was dead. I could only say, "She's fine." She was about to lose consciousness. I immediately set off. After about 5 miles, I saw the lights of an ambulance in the distance. They had arrived with the police. I got out of the truck and immediately opened the door to help the paramedics. As soon as I opened the door, I was shocked by what I saw. I fell to the ground with the impact of the incident. There was no one in the truck. I had put them in with my own hands. Before I got out of the truck, out of the corner of my eye, I had glanced at them. They were still there. How could this have happened? The cops thought I was lying to them, because they asked me, "Have you been drinking alcohol?" That's when I remembered the front of the truck. I said, "I'm not lying. Look at the front of the truck. You will see traces of blood there." When the cops and I looked at the front of the truck, there was nothing. I was about to lose my mind. We went to the hospital with the cops. They took a blood test from me. It was clean. Then they released me. I couldn't get over the shock of the incident. I went home and hugged my wife and child. I was trying hard not to cry. I wanted time to stop at that moment. 2 weeks had passed since the incident. I couldn't forget what I had seen. I did a search on the internet. What I saw shocked me even more. There was a news article from 5 years ago, right where I hit that woman. The woman's car broke down on that road and she tried to stop a passing truck so that her baby wouldn't get cold. But the truck driver hadn't seen them and had hit the mother and her baby. They both had died on the spot. What was even more terrifying was that the woman I saw in the news was the woman I hit. Even though her photo was blurry, I recognized her outfit. So how did I see someone who had died 5 years ago? I'm a truck driver. I was driving from Nevada to Utah, hauling interstate raw materials. I was driving on US Route 50, which I usually take when I'm going to Utah because it's usually empty at night. The delivery point was 230 miles away. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was sleepless. I had a headache. It was really hard to drive a truck for hours on a deserted road. I was on mile 5 of the US Route 5 highway. There was a man standing on the side of the road in the distance. What was he doing on this deserted road? He gestured for me to stop. I wanted to pick him up, but I didn't stop because these roads were not safe. I made eye contact with him as I passed by. He was a man in his 60s with a white beard. I felt sorry for not picking him up, but I didn't know what would happen to me. I was reading about muggings on these roads on the news, so my priority was my own safety. The lack of sleep was unbearable. So I stopped at the first gas station I saw. I bought a coffee and I smoked a cigarette. I felt refreshed and ready to hit the road. As I was about to leave the gas station, I saw that man again. He was looking directly at me. He had an angry expression on his face. Frankly, this scared me a little. It was impossible for him to get here in such a short time. This made my hair stand up on the back of my neck. I didn't think much about it because I had 190 miles to go. The roads were getting deserted. I turned on the radio. I'd gone about 10 miles when I heard a buzz on the radio. It sounded like a voice. I turned up the radio volume. I was scared out of my wits. The voice was like, "Why didn't you pick me up? Now you will pay the price." I pulled the truck to the side of the road. I washed my face. It had to be because of lack of sleep. There was no other explanation. I set off again, but my mind was still on the sound I heard. I could feel my hand trembling as I held the steering wheel. The deserted road was a big factor in increasing my fear. I had to get rid of these thoughts and continue on my way. But this was not so easy. I had traveled about 2 miles. I saw that man again on the side of the road. My God, what was happening? I was about to lose my mind. This time, he was smiling in a devilish way. When I looked in the rearview mirror, I couldn't see him. What was going on? What was this thing I was going through? I couldn't find a logical explanation. For half an hour, everything was normal. Just when I thought I had escaped, I suddenly saw someone sitting next to me. I slammed on the brakes very hard. The truck almost ran off the road. With difficulty, I managed to keep the truck on the road. I immediately looked in the front passenger seat in horror. God save my sanity. There was no one there. I still had 80 miles to go. I didn't know what to do. I had no choice but to wait for this damn road to end. This road would end somehow. But would I survive? That was the most important question. I continued on my way in fear. At that moment, a voice echoed inside the truck. "Look at me. Look at me." The moment I turned, I saw him. It was the man I had seen on the road, followed by a terrible laugh. I lost control of the steering wheel out of fear. I hit a tree on the side of the road. I was dizzy. I think I had hit my head too hard. Out of the corner of my eye, I looked at the seat next to me. No one was there. My foot was hurting so bad I think I broke my ankle. I immediately called 911. I told them I had an accident and I needed emergency help. I accepted whatever was going to happen to me. I couldn't escape because of my ankle. It took 45 minutes for the ambulance to arrive. I spent that time in the truck praying. Fortunately, I never met him again. I was hospitalized for a few days. So far, I haven't encountered anything like this except in my dreams. But I don't use US Route 50 highway anymore, even if I reach my delivery point later.